instead of the wheels in my car. 335i.
What's the
Right now it's stock.
okay?
It's only 64,000 miles. I bought it at 62,000.
How much?
What?
I mean, can you say it again?
I bought this car at 62,000 miles.
Grandmother car, is that what it is?
No, it's some Indian dude from Texas. Was driving this around. Got in an accident and he sold it.
Someone fixed it.
So no, he got set up for auction, and then someone in Portland bought it and then sold it from his Grip Autos. It's the dealership I bought it from.
How much did it sell you?
12,000
That's a good buy.
for 6-speed manual, straight 6 twin turbo. Told you I was gonna get a new car. It's only been what, a year since I said that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna finish school and buy 3 more of these.
Are you a stockbroker now?
No,
Are you playing with stocks?
I wish, but I'm still a slave wage. So no, I'm trying to finish school. You need to put on your seatbelt. This car has everything, all the bells and whistles except the seat warmers.
I go for a long time, and this is what happens to you.
It has sat nav, his radio.
Sirius XM. You got a cop scanner right here.
I have to. What sucks about this car though is that it's just like your Audi, it's hard to work on, but that doesn't stop me from pulling the valve cover off. I already had to change spark plugs and coils because it started misfiring on me. Really scared me when I got the car. And only a week later it started misfiring, but it's simple. No codes, no nothing.
Can you put it on? Take this to like the gas station and sit under a light. Are you gonna take Roy Rogers? What model is this? 2010.
2009.
Nice. Fuck, look at this. Look, this place is so different now.
That's what I'm showing you.
You
You
know,
haven't seen this, right?
Roy Rogers is probably like what?
It's developed it's like
From end to end.
not end to end, just the beginning stage. But this is the new school. I'm pretty sure you already know that. See, there's just more houses and townhouses down there.
I like the sound of the engine.
Everything is stock, straight 6.
Is this a 6-cylinder, right?
Yeah, straight 6. Crazy part, the twin turbo. Stock, but only boosts to 8 psi. This car can stock turbos can reliably hold 12 psi, but I'm doing preventative maintenance first, so it doesn't end up like the Lancer. It's misfiring like crazy.
Why? What's going on with the Lancer?
I can't figure it out.
Is it lost already compression?
No, I haven't checked the compression, but
I have time for that, check the compression. Is that a cop or what? Yeah, this place is dirty. So since the, what do you call that, the pressure is low, it can still. I can feel it.
there's nothing. No, I'm not even driving it hard. That's like barely any throttle.
Are
This
you
car
driving? Is this a manual?
Yeah, it's
stick.
6 speed.
Manual stick up to what? 5? Woohoo! Shit. You gotta take it easy, dude.
It's okay. The car's already warm. I took it for a drive. Coming back.
There might be a cop hiding here, man.
No, it's nowhere. I live here.
I like the launch. Did you launch that or what?
It's just a pull.
It's a pull. All right.
It doesn't get anything but your speed. It doesn't flash you. It's the brakes. I just launched from standstill.
Whoa, dude. Gonna kill the chance, man.
Yeah, that's my only third hard pull ever since I owned it. This car is stable. No, I didn't turn off the traction control, so all the throttle was just closed off. If I had traction control off,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be going anywhere. You just spin tires, be a smoke show.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted power, so I launched it at 3,000 RPM.
Yeah.
This is only stock. It's crazy.
I haven't seen the throttle response graph for this car. I'm not sure exactly what it looks like, but maybe it's a high throttle response. Man, this is a good car. If you can take care of it.
That's the thing. I'm already starting my mechanic set. I already have a set of snap-on ratchets and thin ratchets, universal joints, and swivel sets. Since the engine bay is very compact.
Wow, this road is memorable. So how did you see this car? Like, did you see it in someone told you about this car, or?
Yeah. No. I saw it on Auto Tempest. I was just searching for cars while I was saving up money. And decided to take a look, and the next day bought it. So fast, huh? Already going 100.
Yeah. And how many seconds is that?
I don't know. But I've never been in a car this fast.
Me too.
The only car I've been that's faster is this same exact car, but tuned. And that was back in high school when I was doing auto tech. My friend Marco bought this same exact car, and he just worked on it.
I mean, there's not much you can work in here except for like maintenance. It's already fast.
And you can. No, this is the N54 engine.
Or maybe you can just stiffen the shocks, get a hold over, make it stable.
Right now, I'm just doing preventative maintenance first.
Just let it, you know. Just enjoy this car for what it is.
This thing's stock for at least 2 years. So I don't want to mod it heavily while the bank owns it. The bank still owns this, so
yeah.
like I'm gonna wait until 2 years before I even like add any performance. But you know, if I want performance, just $100, I have it. I can boost the turbos to 12 psi, and that brings it to about 380 horsepower on 91 octane fuel.
You said 380.
Yeah, and this car's stock 300, and that's down detuned from the factory.
Yeah, you can tune it up to 80 more.
Yeah, but that's if you do full bolt-on. That's called FBO. You have all the necessary modifications, and then you tune it, and there you go. You have 300, almost 400 on normal octane, like 91. Then you can even push higher than 400 on stock turbos if you change the fuel to methanol, like race fuel. And that's what my friend did, and I didn't feel safe in his car because of how fast it was. I was holding this the entire time. But right now this car is sitting at 300 horsepower. Specifically, it's 308. But
that's already a huge number already.
You can feel it from those pulls back there.
Yeah.
Turbos, you can't really hear the turbo spool until I get downpipes, but you can hear the diverter valve mod. It's not a blow off valve. I just did for $3. You get this chair stop, chair, like these rubber stops that you put underneath the chairs, right? You take off this hose on your charge pipe and you plug it, and then you get that when you let off the gas when you have boost. The sound. You can hear it. You can't hear it.
What did the neighbor say?
Say anything.
Okay.
Yeah, that sound. Back then, I didn't have it before the $3 mod. It was just completely silent. But now, there's that.
Too much or over rep too much, you're gonna strain the gears though. Just to let you know.
No, this is I've already researched into the transmission. This is the 6-speed. This transmission's not gonna break
because there are plastic parts in here. Just to let you know.
Yeah, the auxiliary parts like the water pump or the electric water pump, all that stuff. That stuff.
That's the thing you got. That's the one you gotta watch out. This is at 60, right? They're starting they're gonna, those plastic parts that are in this. You're gonna watch it because around
I'm already watching it right now. No, right now I'm already watching this car. This N54
or 100 or 120.
Not even that range. Like right now, you need to be looking at that stuff every day or every other day. I'm checking underneath the engine bay.
Yeah.
Just for any oil leaks, because I'll point them out when I go to this gas station. Brakes are already squeaking.
You know how that's gonna work, right? Just pads or rotors.
What's crazy is that I'm gonna get a big brake kit. Big brakes.
I mean, is there a brake kit for this?
Big brakes.
Not the Brembos, right? Just another name.
Could be, but I'm just gonna go for the performance to value.
Yeah.
I don't care about it.
It's OEM but bigger disc.
I haven't done these pulls in like weeks. Like
you probably don't want to do it again.
No, it's fun though. But I don't usually do it. I baby this car just because I know that I already have a failing car on me, the Lancer.
big door. It looks lower though. It already looks low enough.
I've been working on it so the engine cover is off. But usually there's a plastic towel.
Yeah, yeah.
I've already had to take all this beautification off to like look at it. Cause I was gonna pay someone to inspect.
Yeah.
But since I can't find a shop to inspect it for me, I just been inspecting it myself. Here's the oil filter housing. The gasket is right here. I need to keep looking if there's any oil leaks because there's my belts.
Yeah.
Then valve cover gasket. I need to check anywhere there if it's dripping onto my inlet.
Yeah.
Turbos are underneath the car. You can see
Oh my god.
they're underneath. So
It's like you can't even put your hand inside. It's too tight.
I thought it was going to be hard to work on, but it just takes patience. Like I replaced these already, the coil packs and the spark plugs.
Interesting. Some guy in Texas was driving this.
Some Indian dude. There's music preloaded in the car. It's Indian music, and he crashed it.
Where's the crash? The back?
You can kind of see it here. Like there's lots of small dents. There's cover up markings like here. The price was he's asking for $15K, but I'm pointing out all of these imperfections. There's lots of see, there's a blue.
You know how to make a deal there, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I lowered it $3,000 and bought it for $12K. He asked for $15K. He's like, no, it's 6-speed manual, N54. This is a platform that everyone wants. I'm like, okay. I get that it has 61,000 miles, but I don't know. I pointed this out.
Yeah.
This guy, the previous owner, really went sideways and scratched all the way. So, I don't know. There's lots of body damage.
Yeah. It looks low though. It's low for standard.
Someone put an aftermarket lip, but when they did the paint, they didn't do a good job painting it.
There's no primer.
No primer.
That's why it's peeling off.
Peeled off. So he probably just rattle canned it and
Yeah.
he's okay, good to go. And then it peeled off on it.
And this is like LED lamps, or looks like an LED.
Like xenons.
Xenons, yeah.
Basically the same. They're yeah. And that noise that you're hearing, you think it's tick, but it's not. It's the injectors. This car has a high pressure fuel pump and a low pressure fuel pump. And the injectors, just like your Audi, it's directly into the engine. So your intake underneath this air box, you need to take it off and get walnut blasted, which you never did with your Audi. Probably why it ran like shit. I've only had to replace coils and ignition coils 3 times. I only had to replace ignition coils and spark plugs. Probably needs a wash, but I've already did an oil change with Castrol
Not bad,
BMW long life oil.
Somebody's lost, somebody's gained.
Yep. I think I had to get this car blessed or because the previous owner had accidents and I didn't want that energy in here.
Yeah, negative energy. Bad mojo, I guess.
A big moonroof. Apparently the back seat is good enough. But when I was inspecting it prior to buying it,
Yeah.
it was pretty mint. At least the engine.
You know already. You've taken class and
Yeah.
you know how to decide which one to get.
I just need to keep I just need to keep looking at the weak points. Weak points is high pressure fuel pump that goes without warning. There's the thermostat. It's electric. And there's the oil filter housing gasket. If it leaks, it goes onto your belts. It can slip, shred, and go into your car and destroy the engine. Valve cover gasket, oil pan gasket. And if the oil pan gasket goes, then that's when I'm upgrading the turbos because you're already down there. Or not upgrading, but just servicing it. But I was really worried about that tick, but it's just injectors. It's super pressurized, very super high pressure.
It's clean.
And the batteries in the trunk. This is your positive. You just find the negative you find metal to ground.
Yeah.
So you don't need to back in. I'm gonna cover these up.
What? Paint it up?
Just like cover it up somehow with the same color.
Oh.
Make this black, and then make this black. Touch up the bumper because this is an aftermarket bumper. It's not OEM. They just did a bad job painting it.
Can you open the back? Can you pop the lid in the back?
It's already full of stuff. It's already been used. But here's my
Cover.
Leave it in the trunk. And my hardware is. That's where I keep my hardware. But I like to leave this off because I like to service my BMW myself instead of taking it to the dealership.
They're gonna cost an arm and a leg, you know that?
Yep.
That's how they work.
And that's why I have savings for this car. And it costs an arm and a leg if you pay someone to do labor. But if you do it yourself, it still costs you an arm and a leg.
Except you're doing it yourself.
Yeah. But honestly, you reduce the price by half if you do it yourself in terms of servicing and upgrading or repairing.
You know Scotty Kilmer?
Yeah, he hates these. You only drive.
They call these cars money pits. Sell them right away.
That's if you don't care. That's if you're just a little kid. You buy it, tune it, break it, sell it because you can't even. Because it's not drivable. This car, I made sure that the maintenance records. I made sure that the previous owner was not just a kid who just tuned it and just whammed it like what I was doing, but every day. When I wham it, I make sure that the oil temp is at the right range. I make sure that everything is like tip shape, that none of the weak points, that when I do go full 8 psi pressure, wide open throttle, that nothing's just gonna throw a code at me. And that's why it's for 3,000 miles, it's running beautifully. I barely push the car. I just drive it like a grandpa most of the time. But once some kid, some high schooler comes up next to me with their Golf, revs their engine, or a Mustang, I'll let it rip.
Hey, look right here.
What?
Still runs. What is this thing called again? I forgot. Still runs. 20 years, I think. What is this again? It's a Previa. Still runs. Oh shit. And you hold this. I'm recording it.
You know I drive a manual. Put this on.
God, where's the
Reverse, you look at it. Look, it's
it up,
left
down?
and up. So there's two pressures. There's a
no wait, that's reverse. Just let it slide for down.
Yeah. So reverses all the way to the left.
And then.
Yeah,
and then
that's reverse.
Okay, got it.
And then the mirrors go down, tilt down.
I'm still like trying to learn the clutch. It's too.
It's similar to the Lancers. The biting point is still like not right when you release the clutch, but near the top.
God, you got a long legs, dude. I didn't know you have this like reach.
It's okay. Done that many times.
It's 24-hour fitness still.
I'm pretty sure they're closed. But the purple trim, I don't know, I forgot what it's called. They're open.
Oh, that place, I forgot.
Yeah.
The pizza place.
Yeah.
It happens to have some machines in there.
A little bit, but no free weights.
It's good. I like this car. It'll serve you like maybe another 100,000.
I'm just waiting on something to break on me. I'm already at the point, like, this is the N54 is considered like a wild card. You either get one that something fails at 60k miles, or it fails at 100k. You never know. So I'm always on my toes when I'm driving this thing.
Someone else's dream car now. It's in your hands now.
Yeah, this is affordable. It's an affordable, fast car. And just stock, it's already like faster than most cars. And just a simple tune, you're one of the fastest. Stock block can handle 900 horsepower. Stock block. You don't even need to change anything internally if you want to push that number. Like 5-6 years from now, this car will have it'll be built like an Evo, a single big turbo, pushing 700 horsepower with like running race fuel. And this will be like a project car while I'm daily driving an Evo or something.
This is already like a good car.
Yeah, like cars like that will come up next to me and you want to race? Gap.
What's that again? I
Infinity
forgot.
something.
Infinity.
G37 or G35. They always want to race when they see this car. They look inside, they see a young man, and they're like, okay, let's race.
I need to get used to this. I'm still trying to get the feel of it. It drives better than the one that I'm driving in Texas, the Solara.
Of course, this is a BMW.
The handling, the steering wheel is tight, but that's because it's like a game controller. They have like this. It's there's something inside that makes it tight. I forgot what it's called.
See, it's so hard to go the speed limit, right? That's why I short shift. I drive it like a taxi driver or like an automatic gearbox.
Mm-hmm.
When it shifts as soon as it can. So it's right above 2K, shift. All right, shift. I get 20.2. I average 20.2 miles per gallon. Doing that, going to work, going to North Portland and stuff.
What did Kim say about this car? She likes it too.
She's not into cars, but she likes it. Yeah.
She agrees with your decision.
Well, yeah, of course she does. She just doesn't like how fast it is, though.
Wow, I like it.
Yeah. see, and you can take this curve and you don't feel any roll. There's no G's. They're like less G's than you expect.
Which reminds me of the IS250.
Except this car's way better than that. Unless that IS250 has a 2JZ, that IS3 250 is nothing compared to this. This is N54 powered.
Yeah,
goodness.
it's 300 actually. The 250 is only 200. Yeah, easy to get 80 here. Where's the light? Is this the topmost gear?
No, there's 6th. It's all the way down, bottom right.
Oh, okay.
6-speed manual. If there was the automatic, then I would never do a pull.
I mean, you got lucky. You got a
6-speed manual. That's why I kind of bought it.
It's so hard to let go of a car if you see a stick shift. You gotta like. There it is.
Yeah, that's why he was selling it for $15K. But I know the values of these cars. These cars depreciate like it's nothing because BMW designs these cars to fail after 3 years. These type of cars are meant to be leased out to middle like class people, or fully bought out by rich people who don't even care about their money. And like, oh, a new Beamer's coming out within 2 years. I'll just give this, sell it, and then buy another BMW. But this one, I'm lucky to find that one previous owner, just drove it in Texas, crashed it, sold it, and then it got auctioned, and then a person who specializes in vehicles like these, like turbocharged, like WRX, Evo, STI, like 335i's, he bought it. He saw it on auction, bought it off auction, worked on it. He did 4 major things, one of them being a weak point. He did the valve cover gasket. He did the Van Oss solenoids. He did it. He upgraded to Index 12 injectors, so I don't have to worry about those. And then he did an oil change.
So that means he did the car. He had to like pull it up.
No, he didn't need to pull anything because that's all. Everything that was just said was on the top end.
I see.
Like right when I lifted the car, you saw everything there. The Van Oss solenoids, he got them off right when he had the valve cover done. And you don't even need to replace Van Oss solenoids, you just need to clean them. And then the only problems that I have sometimes is overboost or boost creep, and that is due to the boost's actuator solenoids. They just like sometimes like just don't work properly. And that's in 6th gear. You have power in the 1-to-1 gear ratio. Like, come on. In the Lancer, you would never think about having this much like torque within such a high gear. But any point you want to overtake a truck, you just press on the gas. Yeah. On the Lancer, you need to downshift maybe a gear or 2. But here, you just let the boost do everything.
Yeah, right.
And there is nothing bad about lugging the engine or lugging a turbocharged engine. Like, of course, you'll put extra wear when you're lugging it until you get into boost, and that's it. So like, I don't downshift a lot. I only downshift when I really, really need the torque.
Woo! Pull out.
I hope to never be in that position in this car, and that's why I examine everything weekly. A single droplet of oil, I'm going to be on top of that. The one I'm looking for always is the oil filter housing gasket. Because when oil, you saw where it's located, it's right on top of the belts.
Yeah.
You leaks oil on the belts, the belt slips, gets ripped to shreds, and then sucked into your crankcase, and then your crankcase eats it up, and there goes your engine. You got catastrophic engine failure. There goes the N54.
This is good. I like this.
And like, look at the oil temps. they're not even at 250. Before I did an oil change and an oil filter, the oil temps would go 250 and then just a little bit above. But I put in really good quality oil, like Castrol, like BMW Long Life. Then I put some oil additives, fuel injector cleaner. The car ran like even way better, and the oil temps never go above 250 ever anymore. Even when I'm like going on spirited drives, like I'll do like 2 to 3 like wide open throttle for like 6 seconds, and then, you know, just like laugh. But I'm gonna keep the car exactly like this, just keep track of everything, and then once I pay this car off, when it's mine, when On Point doesn't own it, then I'm gonna do an engine takeout, get all the weak points, fix all the weak points, and then tune it. And then we'll be talking about 400 to the wheels. 400 horsepower and 480 torque, wheel torque. When you do full bolt-ons and a tune. And if I want to get it done professionally, we have Cobb Motorsports and Perrin here in Beaverton.
Do you have contacts with them?
I know Dom went to Cobb once to check out the rates on their dyno, and then that's it. That's the only connection I have.
You gotta make friends with them.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I mean, not in a way that you're the paying
customer, yeah.
But more like they see you as a
cool dude.
Yeah, who knows, that can contribute to their group.
Change gears. That's the craziest part. You didn't even need to change gears. You just let the boost do it. And the crazy thing is, it's only 8 psi. Like, that's weak sauce in terms of boost. Like, you talk to a tuner and you ask him, you tell them, oh, I'm only running 8 psi, and they're gonna look at you like, what? Are you down tuned? Like, what's up? Like, why are you running 8 psi? My daily driver. It's serving me well. The only time.
How long have you been with this car again?
I mean, maybe a month or two.
The same time, Mom.
Yeah, because Mom was there when I bought this car all by myself. She was just there for the test drive, and that's it. But when I'm in the office talking numbers, talking about the contracts, how I'm going to pay it, how much I'm putting down, it's all by myself. Talking about the rates, what kind of financing I'm going through, and I told them I'm already pre-approved. I'm ready to I didn't tell them I was ready, but in my mind I was ready, because I'm pre-approved. I have the money set out. I have savings to be 6 months ahead of payments. I'm ready.
What did Dom say about that?
He sold his blue WRX, and he bought a BMW 225i. So it's a 2. It's a 2 series. It's 2 series, but
what's it? Oh shit!
You forgot.
I forgot it's manual. Dang it!
It's okay.
Dang it!
But the thing is that my car dusts. My 335 dusts his 235i. Oh, if you go to Fry's, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I was wondering about how they managed to fuck up the company.
There's just a bunch of oldies leading it, and they just thought that retail was not gonna change, and they didn't conform, or they didn't adapt.
I mean, who's the competition? And how did they fuck it up?
Amazon, electronic. Yeah, third gear goes so long. If you stay in third gear, wide open throttle, you'll be reaching 120 like it's nothing.
still don't know this car though.
It's just an N54 motor. That's what's the most important thing about this. Is the motor. It's not the most reliable, but it all comes down to who's the one taking care of it. And I'm not drifting it. I'm not always on the gas, like going full throttle. Like I barely boost. Like I use 1/4 gas pedal, like, and I make sure that when I drive, I'm not only driving it for 5 minutes and then turning it off. If I do, just drive it to get groceries, and I make sure to idle it and let the oil keep going. What's nice about this car, or about BMWs, is that, well, it's a double-edged sword. They have a electronic plastic water pump in their thermostat.
Yeah.
So when you turn off the car, the electronic thermostat can keep running to cool down your turbos and keep your to cool down your turbos, instead of like them just letting the oil sit in there and then get dried up and caked onto your lines.
Yeah.
So when I turn off the car, you can still hear some things. It's not necessarily like a fan, but you hear like whirring until like maybe 10 to 12 minutes after, then everything completely shuts off. Because when I first got the car, after going on a drive, I would let the car idle for 5 minutes, because I heard that's what Dom told me to do.
Yeah.
Because he, like, on the WRX, like, they don't have electronic like water pumps or like thermostats, so they just he lets his car idle and then turns it off. But then I researched more into this motor, and it has a electronic water pump that keeps going even after you turn off your car. What's crap about this though is that there's no oil dipstick. It's right there, and if this is not working, you can get it from the gauge cluster.
Really?
Yeah, there's a bunch of buttons on one of the turning signal. You can scroll through a bunch of like advanced options. There's a secret like German menu if you like do a certain procedure, and like it's all in German, and that's where you can code stuff in, and basically what the technicians use.
Interesting.
What I want to do is I actually want to get into like plugging in a laptop.
Yeah.
And then like just looking at like just logging stuff.
Is it called CAN bus?
Something like that. DCAN or DMC, DME. There's an OBD2 sensor right at your knee. I already log data using this app called Torque Pro. It's pretty lame. It has very limited logging. So there's this thing called MHD, and you can actually tune your car using that. Using your phone, you can tune your car just by flashing your ECU. I could have done it by now, but I told myself no, because I need to get this car maintained. Like, I don't know exactly what the previous owner didn't or did do. The only thing I know is what they put down, they recorded. So like, I haven't gotten this car fully inspected from like it being on a lift and a professional looking over it. It's only just been through amateur, like me and friends that I know that work on cars, like look over things. Someone pointed out that like I forgot what he pointed out, but he pointed out some plastic thing that he told me that this because he worked at a BMW dealership, so he worked on like these type of motors, but not specifically the N54 or 335i's, but like similar to this car. And he pointed out all the weak points, all the crap plastic parts that BMW cheaps out on.
Yeah.
And he told me like, oh, you can get a full aluminum one by VSRF, and that's like the aftermarket like budget like
you
parts
wait
dealer
until they fail them, and then that's when
exactly. The thing is, what I'm thinking about is that once a weak point has shown itself, or a code has thrown up, that's not just a simple like coil and coil and spark plugs. If it's something like water pump or like a boost leak or a vacuum leak, something like that, that's when I'm gonna like, okay, I'm gonna have this car sit on jack stands and I'm just gonna do all the start picking off the weak points one by one, and then just hopefully I can get most of like the preventative and current repairs done, and then get the car back on the road, because this is going to be my daily. I don't really have any other car. The Lancer, I checked everything except the mass airflow sensor and injectors. That's the only thing that could, I don't know, could be throwing random misfires on all cylinders. Because if you pull the codes, you get intake air like not right, intake air temperature too high or something. Then you get an EGR code coming from like the valve, EGR valves, like exhaust circulation insufficient. So it could be a faulty EGR valve. Oh man, you didn't need to brake that hard. This car will stick, and plus these are brand new tires.
I know that curve is gonna be like challenging.
There's no curve is challenging in this. This car stays planted.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything.
Exactly. The only thing you felt was your own G-force from braking.
I was kind of afraid of that.
Yeah, but at least
a lot of drivers underestimate that area right there.
Yeah, because they drive boats, they drive SUV vans and crossovers that like to roll over like a boat. But this car is stiff. I'm pretty sure this has the performance suspension, because this is like really low and it's really stiff for stock. So, and the dealer didn't say anything about like any suspension mods. So I'm guessing it's the BMW performance package. It just doesn't have the performance exhaust package.
Can I get video of this? It's steady at 2500 RPM. Much torque.
And then when you want to chill, here it is. You can just chill on the highway. Put 1/4 throttle, put the cruise control on. The cruise controls are underneath the turning signals. You pull towards you to set your speed. You pull up or down to reset or brake. There's a cool like animation that happens on your gauge cluster when you do it. Dot that matches where your needle points. And if you weren't my dad, I would take you to the parking lot and I'd do donuts, but I know you'd be disappointed in me if I did.
I mean, maybe there's gonna be a day. Not tonight. There might be cops around.
I wasn't gonna show you.
But donuts is gonna kill something's gonna get killed when you do donuts.
Your drivetrain, your tires.
There might be some weak points in there that might snap or give.
Since I'm stock, I'm not worried about my axle snapping. If I do donuts, the only thing I'm worried about is when I drop the clutch. That's it. And the tires spinning, I'll just shred my tires.
Have you seen those BMWs that like drive on the what do they call those when you go up a mountain? Have you seen those videos on YouTube?
I've never seen BMW
like BMW like this. They're like doing like this instead of just, I don't know what it's called. They're drifting on a turn, on a hairpin turn. Have you seen those?
Yeah, but I try not to look at them because then it makes me want to do it. So I just.
But don't do it.
Exactly. So I do it on video games. The only time I ever decide to go sideways or drive with no traction is when I'm in a big open parking lot where I can't crash into anything.
I mean, you gotta do it on a soft tires, I think.
Only when it's raining. If it's like this, I never do it because a car, you're gonna strain the drivetrain.
Yeah, if it's too much grip on the tires, then yeah, if there's some place.
But it's crazy that you can dump the clutch on like dry pavement and you'll spin tires. That's how crazy fast this car is stock. If I tuned it and had traction control off, I wouldn't even be able to drive normally. My friend, when I drove in his 335i, when he tuned it and got 400 and something horsepower, like the second week he got it, like any throttle input he did, his tires would spin. And when it was raining, because oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get to that stage yet. I want to enjoy this car right now as it is.
It likes that. Okay, got it.
Yep, this is my BMW. The one thing I do want to code in is that, you know how it's reading your current miles per gallon depending on your throttle. I want that to be a digital speedometer, and it's possible. You just need to have that's a cop. To have a laptop that you can plug into and change some values here and there, add some lines of code into this computer.
It's a good car.
Yeah. With all the bells and whistles. And your washer fluid level low.
Go put some gas in it and then let's go. I'll put a gas on it.